Hello? Shoot, man. Okay. I don't know what was going on. Doesn't look... I don't... Alright. So, now that everyone can hear me, we have a storm over here that had a history of producing a tornado. It still isn't even warned at all. It doesn't look like there's any sort of rotation in it right now, but since the radar is so close to the actual storm, we can't tell what's going on because there's all this contamination, and you can kind of make out like the look. That might be the hook right there. Then I don't know if, because like there's nothing you can see on rotation or on velocities right now. Yeah. Doesn't look like too much is going on right now with the storm. It had its run. It might be trying to recycle a little bit, but honestly, I can't even tell if this is part of the storm or just some. Because like right now, we know that all this is rain and is actually part of the storm. But this, which is what I was looking at, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this, yeah, it does look like it's recycling, but it's hard to tell because we don't have any sort of like couplet to look at, even if it was like broad, like because normally you'd see at least this is all outbound velocities. There's like no inbounds within it anywhere except for like the little pockets of like messed up, like that's like with the live view, it doesn't look as low as it was before. Like at one point it was actually on the ground, but now you can just see a base. There's no really like definite. But yeah, it's probably recycling because a few scans ago it was just this, and now it seems like it's trying to wrap around again. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't see much with the actual video. It might be splitting. Like, oh shoot, that was how to play. Yeah, it's definitely splitting. This is the old ZDR arc. And then this is the new one. And then this is the old, like, storm. Yeah, it's splitting. That's what it's going on. It looked weird. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Because if this can wrap its RFD all the way around, then it could try to produce something. And we're not necessarily in the middle of nowhere here. Like, there's actual just trying to think here. This is like confusing. Just from a radar perspective, like it's really hard to tell what's going on. Apparently, okay, hold on. Yeah, we need a new scan though. Because it's a very slim storm. I mean, can't really. It's like, because like this like isn't part of the storm. All this goes on. You'd think it's like this is the entire hook, but none of that has like rain in it. Is it like a dry hook? I mean, I've heard of that before, but there's no coupling. And then the tornado would have to be on the ground because of the correlation, but it's not. Yeah, it does look like it's wrapping around, I'd say. Yeah, that was definitely a split. You got the old ZDR. And then we got the new ZDR. I'll be honest, nothing's really going on. Yeah, it's... Someone just said in the group chat it's getting more smooth, and I agree. It's like actually kind of like it looks a little more like a supercell now, instead of whatever the mess it was. No, but the good news is none of this really happened over Denver. Like when it did produce, we're still kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're kind of in a patch. And this thing is moving very slow, if it's moving at all. It's moving probably, it's gotta be moving less than 5 miles an hour. If it's moving at all. Yeah. Did I really just get, oh, dude. I've been thinking this is the hook echo the entire time, but it's just a random mess on radar. See, the storm comes in, and it takes the exact, it just sits right on it and takes the exact shape. And that's a shame. No. I just got fooled. Is it? Oh, it's probably. If you still don't have any sort of couplet to look at. Still not warned, even though I'd probably say it's got hail at this point. You gotta also watch this storm up here. It's kind of taking the shape of a supercell. Same with this near Fort Collins. If it can keep its act together and not die like it might have just. Yeah. That's also something to watch. But yeah. Maybe it doesn't have hail. So they don't have any reason to warn it for anything at this moment, but it needs to be warned. Yeah, it's got a big ZDR arc now. It's really trying. But it's gonna have a hard time. I'm so tired. Looks like Vince followed the split. Or not the split. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what Vince is doing. He's over by... He took this road. He had a perfect view, but he just took that road. Like, I remember he was the one who saw the tornado. And then he could have just sat still. The storm is not even moving. Just sat still, and he would have been in perfect position to watch it, but he decided to go north. I don't know why. He punched whatever core this thing has. And Brandon is pointing his camera at the... Like, you can see the outline of the wall cloud, but he's pointing it exactly where it isn't. No one has a good view. Oh. Okay, we got new scan here. It's definitely got hail now, so they should probably warn it. It's really starting to... It's a very slim snake supercell. This is not a very thick supercell. It's like 1.5 miles in the middle of it. Very, very slim. This is the perfect storm to chase, I'll be honest. You don't have to punch through anything. And you have this is like the middle of nowhere. The only problem is it's not flat ground. It's in the middle of nowhere though, with the lowest precipitation ever. This is the most LP supercell I've ever seen. Well, actually I wouldn't say that, but it's low precipitation. It's starting to get precipitation though. I'm just rambling on here. I don't have anything to talk about. I guess we can look at this. Let's see, another Florida massive. No, this the little pop up. Oh, we got a severe warning. Just the sea breezes are crazy, I tell you. Still don't that. No. Maybe this might be some sort of couplet. Depends on if it. Yeah, it's definitely not a couplet. All right, never mind. Like, I guess Brandon's actually facing towards it now. Behind him, actually, it might look like. This is such a boring screen right now. I thought we were gonna get, like, they dropped the 10%, but I was too lazy to change the thumbnail. So I decided to keep it with the 10. What is that? Like, a Supercell inside of a Supercell moment? Yeah, nothing. See if anything's going on here in Minnesota. If my thing would load. Yeah, nothing. As usual. Oh, we got another viewer. Oh. Yeah, nothing's going on. I want the storm to do something. Now that's in the middle of nowhere. If it touches down, like, it's gonna, like, be like a way stronger than it needs to be, because it just sits on one barn and it just, like, slabs it because it sits on there for like 5 minutes. It's not moving. Barely moving at all. I mean, come on, do something. Oh, that might try to do something. That's really, like, starting to elongate, and that's dead. The one thing that could have done something else. Anything forming over here? Look at that. Look at those boundaries. That's insane. We got boundary galore. You scan. Disrupt. Oh my. No. I'm like